Welcome everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. I am Mr. Full Dev Stack, and today we will be discussing React. Now, all throughout this video series, we'll be touching base on a number of different features for React and how it works with the virtual DOM instead of working with your traditional DOM. You may have also been following my HTML series, CSS series, and JavaScript, in which we are currently in the middle of refreshing those and making sure they're nice and short, simple, and sweet. And today, this is also going to be short, simple, and sweet, as we will not open up Visual Studio Code for it right now, but we will use an actual online editor, which we'll search for right here in a brief moment. So today, we're working with React, and hopefully we're going to try to work with two simple components. Okay, so two simple components. Give me 1 second. I just need to shut off the actual camera itself. And, perfect. All right, so what we're going to do here is let's do a quick little search online, and we'll look for an online React sandbox here. Excuse me. We can use the first one here, Code Sandbox. So that's a nice little area that is a review. That's not what we want. React. Let's try this one here. Oh, perfect, perfect. Okay, so today we're working on our first actual component here. We have a component on the screen. It is a functional component in which there are two different types of components, in which we'll go into the details of those at a later date. But today is something where you just search for how to make a quick React component. Let's get our big toe wet. I don't need to sign up here, but let me just use from our CSS properties display. Let's display none this real quick. We'll inspect that. And we'll go right to this immediate style, and we'll add display none. And did I spell it right? Did I not spell it right? Okay. I actually used it. Let's do it on the entire bar. That just got rid of the actual words itself. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, there we go. We needed the actual full piece of the actual element, the parent element itself. All right, so we have a component on the screen, and the first thing we're going to do is take a look at that, and let's change. Actually, if you're coming from CSS or actually from HTML, you notice that there is a div and an H1, so there's a couple of properties there already. We notice that there's a parent container here with the div and the closing div, which is definitely perfect. You'll need that for your component. And let's call this one hello, let's see, from parent, and we should see the text change on the right. That is good. We'll get rid of this second H2 here. We don't need that. All right, so now we have hello from parent. Now, the name of our actual functional component is app. The name of the file is app.js. Okay, that's perfect. So those are the same. We'll keep that. What we'll also do is select everything here, and let's make a new file. Let's come over here into the source directory and click new file, and we'll call it child with a capital C, child.js. You can make, you can have TypeScript and of course JSX, but again, we're just getting our toe wet, so we'll just try to make two quick components. So now we have a file called child, and I will paste in the code from the actual parent that we're calling app. In the child file, let's make sure we actually change the name app to child. And from there, what we're going to do is we're going to say hello from child. So now what we have is two different components, one named app, which is our parent, and the other one called child. And let's make sure we do save those by Control-S-ing or Command-S. And we're going to also split this to the right so we can take a look at both at the same time. How I did that was I right-clicked. Let me just double check here. I right-clicked on the actual tab, and then I split to the right. And that way you can you can do this in Visual Studio Code as well, but this way it allows you to see everything at the screen at once. And we have hello from parent in the app component. We have hello from child in the child component. Now we need to import the child component into the parent component. And how we're going to do that is by, I'm going to look for some auto completion here, which I do see, CHILD, and there's an auto import that I can click on that, or tab, and that will actually import all the code from here, imported into this parent directory. So now what I can do, let me self-close this. And now that it's self-closing, in which this div here is not self-closing, but it is closing down here. This one's self-closing because we're not actually doing anything like this. Child, like that. Okay, so we're not doing that at all. But let's see here. Now we have hello from child to the right. Now, of course, well, anybody can do that. What's the big deal about that? Well, we can take this same thing, copy it, and we can actually run it again. And now we have hello from child twice. So now imagine if all of the code in hello from child was, 55,000 lines of code, which most likely you wouldn't do. Now, all you're saying is we're actually, I copied it over there. Now what we're doing is just pasting in the name of the actual component, and now we can have that as many times as we want. So now what we have is we have two components, very short, very sweet, nothing too crazy. We imported it. We have our imported styles, which is right here, where we didn't actually edit any of the styles, but it is there. And we also have our imported component, which is we call child component. And we have, you're already familiar with the div in H1 from the HTML series, but now we have these three things, our own element, which is containing the actual child component, which later on in this series will end up adding some JavaScript, some CSS, a number of different features to see the amazing powers of React and how everything is going to work. So that was it, short and sweet and simple. And there's no more for today, but please subscribe and like and leave a comment if you have any questions, and I'll be able to respond back to you. But we look forward to making some more videos, and you should look forward to the next video. Thank you again, and Mr. Full Stack out.